this is George Hutton, and you're listening to the Mind Persuasion Podcast. Today we continue our study of money brain. Today's chapter will be the purpose of this podcast. We have three main goals with this podcast. The first is to explore money as a thing, what it is, what its history is, what it is now, and what it might be in the future. This will address any magical money beliefs that you may have. Next, we will cover techniques to find and eradicate any negative money beliefs. Without getting rid of these negative money beliefs, making money will be a lot more difficult than it needs to be. The biggest issues with eradicating these negative money beliefs is they are very, very good at hiding. Making money is very closely related to your sense of self. If you try to sell something and somebody rejects your offer, it feels very much like a personal rejection. Just sitting in an interview for a regular job, even a not-so-great paying job, feels very much like you are being evaluated. You are being asked questions and you are being put on the spot, and based on how you deliver your answers, it feels very much like you are being accepted or rejected. It is extremely difficult to even think about making money without also thinking about presenting yourself to a stranger to be accepted or rejected. Most adults are terrified of public speaking. When most normal humans imagine standing up and giving a speech, just thinking about that feels very uncomfortable. It feels as if we are being judged by a group of strangers. This deep fear is very closely related to any idea of making money, of getting judged, of getting unwanted social exposure that may end with us being told one of the most horrifying things ever. Yeah, thanks, but we don't want you. We're not interested in what you have to offer. Please go home and stop bothering us. Thinking about giving a speech invites this response from the audience. Thinking about selling anything to anybody invites this response from endless strangers. Just going on a regular job interview or even simply calling and asking, "Hey, are you guys hiring?" invites this response. As we will later find out, inviting this response from any stranger evokes a deep, very ancient, and very instinctive fear. This is why we hate to think about making money, but we love to imagine having money. This is why we love books that promise any way to make money without risking that horrific message. This is why so many people love the idea of making money online. We love the idea of making money while we sleep, not because we are lazy, but because any rejections happen far, far away on the user's website while we are sleeping. We are so terrified of that response that we will do anything to avoid it. Buy lottery tickets, invest in any scam that makes it seem like we can make money without ever risking getting that message. So long as we refuse to acknowledge and deal with the deep reasons we are so terrified of hearing that, making money will be difficult. But if we are willing to face that statement and do some work to dig underneath it and find out why it terrifies us so much, and then get rid of that fear, making money will be as mechanical as baking a cake. No fear, no worries, no anxiety, just mechanical work. We might suck at it in the beginning, just like we'd suck at baking a cake for the first time, but every single time we kept trying, we'd keep getting better. Money as a tool. Once we eliminate the magical money ideas, which are really there to keep us from facing our deep money fears, and we learn how to slowly chisel away at our money fears, we will see how money is simply a tool, an outcome. Money is an outcome, just like a chocolate cake is an outcome. And once you start to chisel away at your negative money beliefs, you will find that few things are as enjoyable as making money, not getting paid, not having money, but actually making money. The process of turning your valuable skills and ideas into things that other people are happy to pay for. To get an idea of what we mean, think of something you purchased recently, something that you wanted very much, something that didn't break the bank, something that you were looking forward to buying, something to eat is easy since we are always hungry at least once every day or so. Think of a time when you were really, really hungry. You had the cash and you wanted to treat yourself. Imagine that in mind as fully as you can. Imagine the state you were in before you purchased the item, and imagine the state just after you purchased the item. If this were a slow process like sitting down and ordering in a restaurant, imagine how you felt when you decided to go there and buy something. Before you made the decision, you had $20 or so, and you made the decision to trade that $20 for an experience of sitting in a nice restaurant, having somebody cook something for you, have a waiter or waitress ask you what you wanted and bring it to you, to keep your glass full, to get you anything you wanted. Before that experience, you had $20 and a hole in your stomach. How happy were you to imagine giving that restaurant that $20 in exchange for that experience? Probably very happy. If you had to wait before being seated, you were glad when they told you your table was ready. Making money equals spending money. Making money and spending money are two sides of the same coin. At least they should be two sides of the same coin. You like to spend money, we all do, but in order to spend money, we've got to make money. The more money you make, the more money you can spend. The more money you have saved up, the more you can imagine spending in the future. When you give your skills and get money as a result, it should feel as good as spending your money and getting the result of somebody else's skills. Of course, it very likely does not feel that way now. This is the goal. That is the intention of learning about money, learning how to deprogram yourself of all your negative money beliefs, to get to the point where making and spending and saving and thinking about money all feel like part of the same process. Understand this will take time, but if you are willing, you will get there. Stacking up blocks to knock them down. Here's another metaphor. Children like to play with blocks. They like to stack them up and they like to knock them down. Sometimes they spend all day building up huge stacks of blocks just to pretend to be Godzilla and knock them over. In this metaphor, think of the act of stacking the blocks up as making money, and think of the act of knocking them down as spending money. Stacking them up takes time. Stacking them up takes precision and coordination and effort. But if they are stacked up solely for the purpose of knocking them down, then it can be fun to do both. Kids enjoy stacking things up just to knock them down, because they can imagine doing one while doing the other. Now, it might feel like you must go to work, because if you don't, you won't be able to pay the rent. You, like most adults today, likely have a lot of things you must spend money on. Nobody enjoys paying bills. Nobody enjoys having zilch left over after paying bills. Make no mistake, it absolutely sucks to work a job you hate just to pay bills so you don't become worse off. Plenty of people are in that boat today, but as you go through this podcast and slowly dissolve your limiting money beliefs and start to purposely look for money opportunities, which you can't really see now since your negative beliefs are keeping them hidden, you will slowly shift your life so that making and spending money both feel very good. It may take a while to get there, but once you start moving in that direction, you will be amazed how good it feels. I'm George Hutton. Thank you for listening to the Mind Persuasion Podcast. For more information, please visit mindpersuasion.com/money-brain. I look forward to speaking with you again soon.